What you waiting for? It's time. Time for love. It's time. Time for the sun and sand. It's time. Time for fun. It's time. It's time. It's time to let your hair down. Come on. Come on. Come on. To have no fear. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. It's time. What you waiting for? It's time. 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 What you waiting for?
And welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, very warm welcome, and thank you for tuning into the Merv Britto Show. My name is Merv Britto, and I hope you're having an amazing day. We've got so much to celebrate. We've got these massive holidays, Eid, the Nowruz, the Hindu festival. I'm going to get to all of that stuff. Here on the Merv Britto Show, we do the show live every week, and we broadcast it because we want to make people aware of what's going on right here in our own backyards. We've got some interesting stuff that we're going to talk about today. We're going to mention the celebration of these massive festivals across the religions, which I think is so important and such a positive thing. We're going to talk about the crisis in the Gulf, the war, how it affects us right here in Goa.
Yeah.
We'll talk about Air India's flight to nowhere.
Yeah.
Another eye-opener, and my God, what is going on? But first, as we always do, I'd like to give thanks to all of the guys and girls here in the studio that make this show possible. We start off with Mr. Wilbert Cardozo.
Hello, everyone. Have a good evening, and hope you are having a wonderfully Sunday.
A lovely Sunday. The big dog's not here today. We're going to wish the Middle Eastern, the Mediterranean other dog that sits here, Bow Wow.
Mediterranean?
And we always call him Mediterranean because he wants to be an Arab.
But that's
Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Mr. Kirsten Riberosa.
Boom, boom. Sorry. Salam and Gurdev. I thought that was Joy today. Sorry.
That's his favorite line. A very good smelling gentleman who always joins us, who's in charge of all our social media, good, bad, or ugly, Mr. Neil Rodrigues.
Hey guys.
How's the Josh?
He mixes it up a bit.
He does. He's very good at what he does, and he always smells very good. Ladies and gentlemen, another gentleman that I want to wish a very happy Eid Mubarak. He hasn't been in the studio for a while.
Does he smell good?
I haven't tried to smell him today. The one and only Mr. Esuf Mataji.
Yo, what's up? Hi, everyone.
Esuf, Eid Mubarak, my brother.
Thank you.
Last but not the least, the milk in my tea, the sugar in my coffee, the breakfast queen today, she killed it. She kicked ass. I had one of the best breakfasts. Can I tell you? Okay, anyway, her name is Joanne Britto.
Hi, good evening, everybody. Great to be back. And we're also looking to try and report some positive news this week as well, in amongst all of the horrors and nightmares. Merv, I'm just going to pose a question to you.
Go on, tell me.
Do you know which city in India is known as the Mango City? Because as we're coming into mango season shortly, which obviously most people around the world love, obviously I know it's one of your favourite fruits.
It is my favourite fruit.
I'm posing that question. Who knows what the Mango City of India is?
100 points.
If anybody wants to get in touch and let us know, please do. But Mervyn, I'm just posing that question to you.
Put it out there in advance. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my wife, the one and only Miss Joanne Britto. She's going to win the award for Wife of the Year. My wife, my beautiful wife, I've got the shirt on. You're going to win, for example. I put the shirt on because I'm so excited. She said to me, you know what, Merv? You should go and play some golf with Mark. And it just blew my mind. I was like, what? Can you say that again? I'm so surprised. I'm so impressed. I love you. I think you're the greatest. I've actually got my Masters shirt on right now. This was given to me by Paul and Arjun, and I love it. Masters is coming up. My favorite sport, my favorite fruit, mango, by the way. Yes, thank you. One of my favorite sports, and we don't have enough golf courses, but absolutely golf. Mr. Seagraves, get those clubs warmed up, shiny, go out there and practice swing. We're going to play some golf this week.
Yeah, there you go.
You're definitely going to win. You're definitely going to be nominated for Wife of the Year, if not Wife of my life. Ladies and gentlemen, you tune into the Merv Britto Show. We always give thanks to all the people that make the show happy. It's a show where people have asked me, what is the premise? What is this based? What is the base of why you do the show? So we're passionate about Goa. We love this place. We live here. There's a lot of stuff that happens, good, bad, or ugly. But more importantly, it is a live broadcast show. There's nothing censored, nothing edited. We don't have to worry about what we say, how we say, and by all the mistakes, you can figure that out yourself. We've got a social media handle. The Merv Britto Show has social media handles where it's a live broadcast, interactive show. You can go onto any one of the sites, social media sites that are on your screen right now, and show us some love.
Absolutely.
The Merv Britto Show, WhatsApp, X, Instagram, YouTube, the actual website, themervbrittoshow.com.
Also Facebook.
Facebook, that's correct. We post a lot of social media content every week.
Yeah.
We're passionate about what we do when we do the show live. There's a WhatsApp number, 7507-246-246 that you can call. If you want to send a shout out, you want to wish somebody, you want to say something nice to somebody who's doing something good here in Goa or anywhere around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, the Merv Britto Show puts people together. Get in touch with us, 7507-246-246, and we're going to jump right into the show.
I was just going to say, I think you got a lot of love for your Limerick Lenny on St. Patrick's Day, didn't you?
Limerick Lenny.
Yeah, when you had the lovely hat on.
My niece sent a message to me and she says, really? And Kirsten didn't know who it was. What did you say to her?
Really? What do you mean?
What do you mean by that?
Arya, my darling, Priyanka, my darling, you sent a message on Instagram and you didn't know who it was. But yes, that is me. That was generated by our Muslim brother in the office today. He didn't do it. He generated the other day for St. Paddy's Day, and that was me. Speaking of my Muslim brother, before we jump into the show, mate, I want to ask you about Eid.
Yeah.
Celebrated around the world. It's a Muslim. There's two Eids, right?
Yeah.
Eid Fitr,
Eid al-Fitr and Eid al-Adha.
Adha, yeah? So this is Adha, right?
No,
This is Fitri. So 30 days of fasting?
Yes.
Explain, how do you break, how do you, like for Christmas, we go and have midnight mass and we celebrate Christmas on the 12th, at midnight. How does the celebration...
25th.
At midnight. On the 25th, you know what I mean.
December, yeah.
How do you get into the celebrations of Eid, Yusuf? Explain.
So it starts from that month of the Ramadan. We fast for 30 days.
Mm-hmm.
So when we see the moon, we start the fast. And after 30 days, when again we see the moon, so we celebrate the Eid. So it is like after so much patience, sacrifice we do for like without having a food the entire day. Like we eat in the morning, 5 o'clock, and we break the fast.
Before sunrise?
Yeah, before sunrise.
Okay.
And after sunset, before sunset, like mid in the evening, we break the fast.
So you do this for 30 days,
Yeah.
and then on the final day, you say the prayers in the morning, and you celebrate with
Yes.
the family like everybody else.
Yeah.
If as far as I know, Eid is a festival. Muslims celebrate. It's gratitude, compassion, introspection.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It is a lunar cycle.
Yeah.
And different countries or different Muslim countries will celebrate Eid around the same time, but maybe different days.
Yeah, in Dubai, they see the moon first. The next day it comes in India, then we see the moon like that.
Is it a crescent moon at that point?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is, you know what, I'm not going to talk about this before we jump into the meat of the show, Joanne. I love this because a lady on one of the groups, the WhatsApp groups that I'm on, excuse me, for the first time in a very long time, Eid, Nowruz, and Chaitra Navratri.
Correct.
Muslim, Parsi, and a Hindu festival on the same day.
Yes, auspicious, 21st of March.
21st of March, dude. Eid is a celebration and marks a gratitude and compassion and the completion of a spiritual introspection. Nowruz brings renewal and the arrival of spring.
Yeah.
Chaitra Navratri celebrates the strength, devotion, and the triumph of good. All on the same day. What's that tell you?
Well, the stars are aligned, the stars, the moon, all these lunar cycles, it's all aligned. And it just goes to show that so much of our religions are actually kind of dominated by the solar system as well.
It's so heartwarming, and I got to say this, with so much negativity and pain and discomfort in the world with the war and all that kind of stuff. I love this. It's 3 different paths, one shared day, one Almighty.
Yes.
We worship God or the Almighty in different forms, but this is the kind of stuff that we need to promote because it brings different people from different religions all around the world.
Yeah.
and it brings them together on a day like this when you can celebrate. And I think it's brilliant.
But there was also a lovely post that I'd seen from Australia. Did you guys get that up on the screen?
No.
I'll try and bring it up on the screen. Yeah.
From Australia, what about?
Yeah, so there's Jews and also Iranians. They're all celebrating together. It was like overnight. I think it was for Nowruz.
Is it Nowruz? Oh, that's Persian, right?
Yeah. But lovely. It's lovely to have all these people together because obviously there's so much conflict that's going on in the homelands. So to
read it out there. The Melbourne's Iranian Jewish community come together to celebrate Nowruz, the Parsi New Year. And I think that's brilliant, dude.
It's really nice. That's what we should be seeing a lot more of.
We should focus and talk more about the things that bring us together and unite us as opposed to all the crap that divides us. And people are so petty and they love to stir the pot and make bigger deals about things than they are.
Yeah.
But these are the good, warm, fuzzy feelings in your belly that bring people together. Esuf Mataji, warm Eid Mubarak, my friend. Belated for all these people that celebrated it yesterday. Yes, it is one of the topics we're going to talk about. What do you want to? Let's jump into it, Joe, and I leave it to you. Take over.
Well, I was just going to say it was really nice because we reported last week that we had run the world with Alicia, and we'd posted a comment after the show congratulating her and thanking her for bringing her positive message through into Goa from Mumbai, running all the way down from Mumbai all the way through Goa. And she'd obviously seen it on social media.
Did she see it and respond?
Yeah, she posted back to us, which was really, really nice.
Alicia. You know, I thought that was so cool. That is so great that she's not even Goan or Indian or whatever, but you got to talk about these things. And she actually did something out of the goodness of her heart to make awareness of a plight something. That's a lot of running, dude.
Indeed it is. Yeah, she did an amazing job.
What did she comment? What did she say? Did she say anything?
So she said, is this a podcast? She was asking us. Read it out for us.
She says, that's me. It was an amazing journey. Is this a podcast?
And then we responded to her yesterday as well. So we did say to her, we'd love to interview you on the show also. So when you get some time, give us a call.
There are so many people. And that's another thing about the Merv Britto show. Ladies and gentlemen, you can get in touch with us. We've talked about social media and all, but we're trying to get people together. We're trying to unite, bring and focus on the things that bring us together. Speaking about Alicia that did the running, she did it for the cause was the plight.
Well, she was basically, I think she'd set off during Women's Day and it was a strong message of empowerment for women. So it's just essentially saying through our strength, we can do anything. And she just wanted to show people, look, we can just do whatever we want to do. And she's just making her own path. And I think in our comment back, we said, it's great to know that women can run the world because I think obviously.
No pun intended.
Yeah, I know. But, we have said that there are a lot less conflicts when women are in charge. You know that for a fact.
Women make brilliant leaders. Listen, you don't get me started. Thank you, Alicia. Yes, this is a live broadcast podcast that we do. It's a show that we do, which is live and there's no editing and stuff like that. But we talk about these topics. Listen, you don't have to be Indian or Goan to enjoy the show or tune in. We talk about things across the board.
Yeah.
If we can have a laugh and our own takes about these things. Speaking of which, we need to make people aware that the show, the opinions expressed by us, individual opinions expressed on the show are our own impressions. They're not expressed or implied on the Merv Britto show. These are our own opinions. But it absolutely is a live broadcast show. And we do this because there's so much stuff that people potentially living across the globe could be interesting that is happening right here in Goa, and we have a good laugh. But hopefully, we also try to educate people about what's going on right here. Thank you, Alicia. Thank you for what you did. A happy Women's Day belated, but thank you for commenting.
Yeah, it's great to hear from her. Hopefully, we'll get a chance to interview her as well.
Could be, potentially. What are we talking about? There's so much crap going on, Joanne. Where do we start today, dude?
So we are touching on some of the stuff that's actually happening in the Middle East because, of course, there's a lot of our Goans, a lot of our Indian compatriots that are actually stuck over in the Middle East in amongst all of the fighting and awfulness that's going on. But then there's an awful lot of flights that have been cancelled. So there's so many people that we know, a lot of our customers who come to stay for 6 months at a time.
They come here on
a lot
holiday.
of them are coming through the Gulf countries, so a lot of them have already been delayed in going back, and they're having to rebook flights, and I know flights are costing an awful lot more as well. So maybe some people are getting it covered with insurance, but essentially the flights through the Gulf, all of those flights have been held off until at least the 28th of March.
We've got a huge population of Goans, Indians that work abroad, work overseas in the Middle East, that are being hugely affected. A lot of people have to go back to work. A lot of people trying to get out of there. There was a lot of travelers get stranded because of this crisis, and it's such a stupid thing that one person with one brain, with one idea can implicate on the world. Can what's the word? Can this thing on the world?
Well, it's basically, no, I don't think that there are many people disputing the fact that Iran has been, a tyrannical regime, and, some kind of regime change potentially could be amazing for the country, to give people an opportunity to kind of live more joyous lives, potentially. But also, this was kind of, nobody was consulted on it really. It was, it was Israel,
a unilateral decision.
And America went in. They seem to have different objectives as well. And the end game is not very clear. And, it's going into its 4th week this week. And, talking about winding it down on Friday. That's what Donald Trump was talking about Friday. Now he's basically giving Iran 48 hours to open up the Straits of Hormuz.
Yeah, but there's a lot of the thing about it is one unilateral decision by one person in the world can affect the whole globe.
But what about Qatar? We were seeing that news report about Qatar, and they're losing $20 billion. Isn't it $20 billion?
It's $1 billion.
$20 billion a year or something
something
like
crazy because of the damage, right? It sets them back 4 to 5 years. But forget about that, Joanne. It's listen, you've got wars and bad things happening all over the world.
Also the loss of life.
There you go. And it's the innocent people. It's the innocent residents, the people that have to, the survivors, the people that have to do with by no choice of their own.
Yeah,
but this is affecting travel and flights into the Middle East.
Yeah.
So a lot of the airlines have pulled their flights and canceled flights, stopped flights till the end of the month or whatever. And this is changing by the day, right?
That's right. I mean, Oman and Saudi Arabia, under strict conditions, are actually allowed to still take flights in, but nobody's allowed to fly below 32,000 feet in these particular areas. And I mean, I would say it would be quite brave to be getting on a plane to go that direction.
I wouldn't take a chance.
I wouldn't do it. It's horrendous.
It's scary. But there's a lot of Goans in the Middle East, and I hope they're safe. Get back home and be safe. You know what I'm saying?
Many people as possible to keep them safe.
The Straits of Hormuz has become the focal point right now because we're facing it right here in Goa with the LPG gas shortage.
Yeah.
The Straits of Hormuz supposedly moves or they use it to transport 20% of the oil that has transverses the globe. It comes through the Straits of Hormuz.
Yeah.
But India, we're facing a huge crisis. And can I tell you, I feel so bad. There's a couple of my favorite samosa shop, Wild Cave, down the road, is shut because they can't get commercial gas, LPG gas.
Yeah.
So this war, a decision by one person in one country, has created this like COVID kind of symptom.
It's that ripple effect,
But it's like COVID, Joe.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, the businesses close because they cannot get commercial LPG gas.
Well, we were calling one of our favorite restaurants last night, No Answer. We were thinking that they were maybe closed because maybe of the gas shortage. So you just don't know. Nobody really quite knows what's going on. And we can just be as responsible as we possibly can conserving energy.
The ripple effect, it's not only lives. I mean, the lives are the most important. They can't be replaced. But these guys are trying to survive with the businesses they have. And I feel so bad about the commercial industry, the food industry, where you need LPG gas. That's one of the it's up in the air. It's a gray area, but there's a shortage of LPG. They claim to have a shortage of LPG gas, which comes out of Qatar, comes through the Straits of Hormuz, whatever. Yeah. Countries around the world, the fuel prices are going to go through the roof. Yeah. We've been lucky right now in India because fuel prices will go up, but they haven't gone up. But there's a lot of these people that own businesses that This is their livelihood. And if I don't have gas, I can't cook. And you can only do so much induction or chula or whatever, sous vide or whatever you want to. These are commercial establishments.
Yeah.
They've got bills to pay. They've got mouths to feed. They've got staff that rely on the salary, and they've had to close because of the situation, dude.
Absolutely.
So the ripple effect is minimal. There's an interesting
Not
story,
minimal.
by the way. Sorry.
Minimal, massive.
No. The implications are massive. What I'm saying to you, there's a story that's happening right now in Goa about 140 cylinders, by the way, that are going to waste every day. That's a number that's been thrown out there.
Yeah.
But by recycling garbage,
Yes. So
they could generate this.
So that's at the treatment plant up in Saligao on the industrial estate. So they're essentially saying that the treatment plant actually processes 150 tons of organic waste daily. So that's roughly 5,000 kilos of biogas methane. So they're saying that they're using 3,000 kilos to generate electricity. However, there's a remaining 2,000 kilos, which is the equivalent of those 140 LPG gas cylinders that's just basically flared, just going up in smoke because there's no gas processing unit.
How ironic, how stupid.
Yeah, I mean, crazy, because apparently GAIL India, which is a state-owned natural gas corporation, which I was not really previously aware of, and also Indian Oil, have actually repeatedly put proposals on the table to Goa to be able to utilize the plant for more positive purposes as well, to kind of allow these byproducts also to be commercially produced.
But you're generating this, right? And there's another thing where you could be self-sufficient. There's maybe not self-sufficient, but you could actually ease some
Generate more, of course.
Of course.
Yeah.
If biogas can be generated from waste treatment, you've got the industrial estate, you've got a really nice facility that uses garbage that's collected from all over Goa.
Yeah.
And they treat it. And you can generate, 5,000 tons, you said? 5,000 kilos?
So 5,000
That's 5
kilos,
tons.
but 3,000 kilos is used to generate electricity, but that other 2,000
It's just being wasted.
goes to waste.
Why is it going to waste? Why are they not putting it in bottles and giving it to commercial establishments?
Absolutely. And also you've got that gas plant just down the road as well, just down the road from the Saligao treatment plant.
You know what? That's that we talk about the Goa government, ring around the rosy. We did it last week, but these guys should be just snapping it up. These guys should be just jumping on this and saying,
absolutely,
if we can figure out a way to generate, you've already got the waste. Waste is a problem, but if you can get a byproduct that's going to help your local residents, your local community, the commercial establishments, by even if it's 150 cylinders. Or 150 kilos or whatever the number is, LPG gas cylinders. But that's 150 cylinders that can be used.
140 a day, which you multiply that by a week, and that's generating gas for a lot of households. So you'd hope that emergency measure could be put in place. And I don't know how quickly you can get something like that up and running, but it would be phenomenal to fast track something like that so that you could do that, especially in these really difficult times.
If there's any government officials listening, and I hope you are, guys, I swear to you, this is something in which is it's scary to think about how many tons of this natural gas has been wasted over the years.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Absolutely.
Out of 5,000, if 2,000 is being wasted, if you could have bottled all these cylinders, you know how much gas, and you could generate a revenue from that, right?
Of course you can.
So anyway, whatever. Go on.
I've got, before you move on from that, I've got something else to do with the burning of fuel. So there was reports of that flight to nowhere, the flight that had taken off from Delhi to Canada.
Joanne, this is an Air India flight.
Yeah.
What do you mean flight to nowhere?
So let me just tell you, just to let you know that a Boeing 777 actually typically burns 8 to 9 tons of fuel an hour, depending on the operating conditions. And this flight, it was like an 8-hour, it was a 8-hour round trip, because it set off from Delhi. It got over China airspace and realised it was the wrong plane.
Shut up!
It was
You're
the
kidding
wrong
me, right?
plane that just didn't have. It didn't have.
They forgot the keys.
Authority. No, it didn't have authority to be able to land in Canada, because apparently it. So the plane was, what was it? It was the aircraft that set off was a 777-200 LR. However, Air India currently has approval to operate only the Boeing 777-300ER.
Extended range, long range.
So it was the completely wrong plane, and they hadn't realised. 4 hours into the journey, they realised they had to turn around and come back again.
That's That's an
terrible.
absolute goddamn crime and a shame. So you're burning 8 to 9 tons of fuel an hour.
Correct. And it's expensive.
And
at the
fuel's
moment.
expensive. And only Air India could realize, oops, we took the wrong car. Let's go back and get the keys to the other car. Now, how does this happen? Do you not have software that tells you, I'm flying to Canada and this is the airplane we need to take, and you're putting passengers and luggage and fueling an airplane that's supposed to make a very long trip?
Absolutely.
How do you get the aircraft wrong?
It was, I don't know, but it was supposed to be going to Vancouver, but they landed back in Delhi that very same day. And so they had to be put up in hotels and everything and set off again on Friday for the very same trip.
Oh my God. Well done, Air India. Is Air India been taken over with the Tata Group, no?
Yes.
I guarantee you somebody's head's got to roll, dude. If you screw up that bad,
it's crazy.
That's an expense that you could have used for so many or such a. My God.
Yeah.
Well done. And they listen. Could they not have called Vancouver and said, "Listen, we've screwed up and talked the wrong
disposition"?
Dude.
God only knows. An emergency flight. I don't know.
4 hours out, 4 hours back.
Yeah.
And then you got to put people up in hotels and stuff like that. It's just a waste of money.
I know. But there's also, another kind of established Indian institution, HDFC Bank.
Oh, don't talk to me about HDFC. I'm not a fan anymore. Why? What happened? What have they done?
So its non-exec chairman actually resigned on Thursday.
Why?
So he was saying differences over values and ethics. So actually he was he'd been elected for originally a 3-year term. He was re-elected again, and he wasn't due to leave the board until May next year. However, he actually resigned on Wednesday.
It's surprising. Why? Is there a specific reason he resigned?
Well, that's what he's saying. Differences in values and ethics. So there was something. He said that there were certain happenings and practices within the bank that I've observed over the last 2 years. They're not in congruence with my personal values and ethics. And his resignation letter was published on Indian stock exchanges. So
I bet you the stock takes a hit.
Well, it has done. It has. So HDFC, apparently it's got 120 million customers and it's got 40.89 trillion Indian rupees in the bank as of December 2025, and it's got 1/10 of the India's banking system deposits.
That's massive, dude.
Yeah, so it did take a hit on Thursday, and it rallied a bit on Friday, but people were looking for some bargains.
Kudos to the gentleman that does. I mean, if this is the kind of people that we look up to and we admire, I hope if it's true, whoever the gentleman was, the fact that he did it based on a difference of morals and opinions, values, is admirable. I don't know the details about it, but
Atanu Chakrabarti is the guy.
Wow.
So yeah, he was re-elected in 2024 and he should have been staying on until 2028.
Maybe he can get a job with Air India and make sure that they keep their the correct planes flying to Vancouver. The 777 LR as opposed to the actual one, which is the 777 extend. 8 tons of fuel an hour. You know how expensive that must be to have a boo-boo that big?
Yeah, it's massive.
Dude. HDFC is one of the biggest banks here in India, but it's 10%. You're saying 10% of India's this thing?
It says little more than 1/10 of India's banking system deposits. So, yeah, but 120 million customers is not to be sniffed at.
That's a lot of money in their portfolio.
In their coffers, yeah,
of course. They haven't given you any more details about it, have
No, so there's no more details about it. But, apparently they're saying it's a professionally run board and a competent management team. So there's, people are raising concerns about governance, but supposedly there's nothing specifically wrong. But I don't know whether it could have been some clash of personalities.
We'll never know.
Potentially also.
We'll never know.
Yeah.
You know anything about it, Yusuf? Where are your crores banking? Where do you deposit all your crores?
HDFC Bank.
In HDFC Bank?
Yeah.
You better checkmate. Go to the ATM machine and just make. Oh, this is the guy. Is this the gentleman?
Yeah.
What's his name?
Yeah.
He's the CEO, yeah?
Yeah. No, ex-chairman,
He's the ex.
Non-exec chairman. Yeah.
It's scary. It's actually scary because it's not a big deal. HDFC is a big boy bank. They're massive in India, and there's nothing's going to happen bad. Your money is very safe.
Yeah.
They'll replace him with somebody else.
Well, they've got an interim non-exec chairman for 3 months, Keki Mystery.
A woman? Keki.
That's what it says.
Keki. Listen, it's a good time to invest in the stock. If this stock has taken 8-10% hit, HDFC will bounce back and they'll do well. If you've got money out there sitting to be, Yusuf, you've got a lot of money, mate. You should be investing in it. You got a 10% return guaranteed in the next 12 months. That stock will go back up to normal, if not more. So
I had to say this. What is like investment like?
All companies have a little hiccup, a boo-boo, a misstep, a speed bump in the process, and the top stock takes a hit. What happened to Air India stock? I'd love to know what happened to Air India stock. Did it affect them? Sending the wrong airplane?
I do not know. I don't know.
When these kind of things happen, Yusuf, a blip like this can cause a stock to take a hit, but it's a great time to put some change, some of your change and invested in that company, because it's going to turn around when the 5, 6, 7, 10, 12 months, it'll be right back to normal. That's a shame. But kudos to the man who has morals and values, and he can leave a job in such a high position because he doesn't agree with the morals and values of the company.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good on you. What else are we talking about?
So basically, we've got an amazing ambassador from India, Bhavitha Mandava.
What about her?
She has been named a house ambassador for Chanel.
I heard about this. Is a good-looking girl, dude.
Well, she's lovely, and it's a great feel-good story also.
Yeah, I bet you Yusuf feels good tonight when he goes up and looks at. But what's her name? Bhavitha Mandava. She's an Indian model.
Yeah, so she's the first Indian model to be named an ambassador for a house ambassador for Chanel. So, do you know this backstory of her?
I read a little bit about it, and she is a model that she was studying at NYU. She's the first Indian to be a show opener. She opened the show for Chanel. She
did, yeah, but she's Hyderabadi born, and she was scouted.
I think she's going, Joanne. I want to defer. She looks going, doesn't she, Yusuf?
Yeah, it looks.
We have women like this from Saligaon, dude. Sorry, go on.
She was basically scouted in the New York City subway in a station while she was studying. So she's studying for a master's degree in integrated design and media at NYU and Tandon School of Engineering, in fact. And she was spotted in the subway by a modeling scout. And within 2 weeks, actually, this guy, Blasey, a creative director of Bottega Veneta, had cast her in a show. So she seems to be his muse. So he's at Chanel, and she's now become a brand ambassador, which is a lovely story.
Good for her. Bhavitha Mandava. She's from Mangalore. What did you say? Where's she from?
Hyderabad. She was born in Hyderabad. Yeah.
I want you to look that up. I think
she's on the cover of British Vogue this month as well.
We've got a lot. I got to say this. We've got a lot of beautiful, beautiful people, men and women. We've got so many Miss Universe.
You know what? When I was younger, I remember watching Miss World, Miss Universe and stuff like that. And there were so many beautiful Indian women. And my mum always used to say, they're such an amazing looking race. Look at the beauty and the elegance of them.
We save a lot of money on suntan cream, let me tell you, boy. She's a pretty girl. I'm not surprised, but forget about the looks. She's a smart girl if she's gone to NYU.
Absolutely.
What a break to be spotted on the subway.
Yeah, indeed.
I want that dude's job, man. Scoping chicks. Hey, how you doing?
Well, he's not scoping them.
Joanne,
similar to Justin Bieber.
I don't want to talk about Justin Bieber. Why would you ruin Justin Bieber? Justin Bieber was found on the web, by the way. This thing on the web.
One of the famous rap artists.
Screw Justin Bieber. Yeah. We're talking about Bhavitha, dude.
But her guy Mathieu Blasey is her is the guy that's kind of seems to be directing her career, because, as I say, she seems to be a bit of a muse for him, which is great, because she opened a Chanel show in December as well.
Good for you, Bhavitha.
Which is great, isn't it?
I'm not objectifying. Obviously, I'm having a laugh. I can talk about these things. But what I read about this girl is she's very down to earth.
Yeah.
She's got a head on her shoulders.
She calls her mum and dad her best friends as well.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so
that's cool.
She seems to be like a really pure of heart character, which is lovely.
We've got a lot of good-looking Indians, mate, but it's these kind of stories that make us proud, because this smart, good-looking girl was discovered on a subway, and she's on Vogue. She's opening Chanel. That's a big deal, dude.
Well, she's an ambassador, and I've seen some like photos where she's like doing the love heart, and then she's doing the Chanel. I can't do it. The Chanel C's like that.
You're dyslexic.
But she was doing it. I don't know how she did it, but it
Coco
looked
Chanel.
really nice. Yeah, no, but Chanel like this. but
Gang
it,
signs.
it did look like this.
Gang signs.
There she is. Yeah,
Doing it.
Yeah, but-
I want to see this picture of her, dude.
that's the heart. But I've seen some other like still images of her where she's doing the entwined C's.
Pretty girl. Pretty girl. She is very young though. How old is this girl?
25.
Bhavitha Mandava. Her parents should be
26 now,
proud. Is she 26?
26 now, yeah.
Her parents should be very, very proud. Chanel's a big deal, dude.
Of course it is. It's
And it's
amazing.
the
One of
first
the luxury
Indian-
houses. Yeah.
What was the first? The first Indian to open a Chanel show?
No, she's the first Indian brand ambassador for them. But yeah, I was kind of reading, they're essentially saying that there's the rise, the fall and the return of the Indian supermodels. So it's essentially saying that her ascent started decades ago, and it was kind of talking about some of the amazing Indian models that's also gone before her.
We've got
as
big
well.
names out there, man. Well, don't forget, we've got a lot of Indian. Would they be considered supermodels?
Well, they were talking about Neelam Gill, who was the first Punjabi model to walk for Victoria's Secret fashion show in 2024.
Hey, Kirsten, pull up some Victoria's Secret models, dude. To hell with Kirsten Gill. I just want Yusuf to have a happy. What are you going to do? Happy?
Yeah, sure.
No, I'm serious. But we've got a lot of very attractive women.
Yeah.
But
And there
models
was
and
Lakshmi
supermodels.
Menon. She's also modelled for Stella McCartney, as well as Hermès, Givenchy. So it's just nice to see that some of the Indian models are coming to the
Good for them.
forefront.
I think it's. I think it's long overdue. We can't get representation with such a large population in the sporting industry. It's looks that just like Venezuela. Venezuela is supposed to has some of the most attractive women in the world. We got them covered.
Venezuela? Why Venezuela?
Because there's Victoria's Secret. Is this chick Indian? Is this Gil or is that?
It's a Vogue.
Huh?
Vogue fashion show.
Are you talking about Vogue?
No, I'm talking about the Gil girl who was on.
Menon
Oh, Menon girl.
Gill. Menon
Her name is
Gill.
Menon Gill, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This looks like Victoria's Secret.
This is Victoria's Secret, isn't it? Nobody ever invites us to Victoria. We get invited to I shouldn't say that.
I actually was listening to one of my podcasts a few weeks ago, and somebody was talking about Victoria's Secret, and they were saying, why don't they have a Victor's Secret? And apparently there was this really small...
I'll tell you what, Victor can keep his flipping secret. I'd rather know Victoria.
Apparently there's this really kind of small outlet in the middle of America somewhere called Victor's Secret, and Victoria's Secret stupidly sued them. I mean, really, who would think that Victor's Secret is anything to do with Victoria's Secret?
One time, Kirsten told me that he gave Victoria her secret.
Oh yeah, what's
It's like the Tell him, Kirsten. Tell him what you told me. He'll tell you about it. He said, Pepsi has their
special
ingredients. It's a secret. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Victoria, what was the secret you gave Victoria?
Mine only comes out at night.
I got the key. I got the secret.
I don't want to know.
I got the
What are you
key
asking
to,
about?
Another place. Anyway, I want to move on from
Let's move on. Dude, that's a scary thought.
So big up all the beautiful Indian ladies. That's what I
We've
said.
got, and the handsome Indian men. We've got some. You know what? I'd like to see her parents. To produce a girl that pretty, they've got to be some good-looking folks. Never mind. Let's move on. By the way, it's nice because she's beautiful, but she was smart studying at NYU.
Of course.
And that's just a combination. That's a lethal combination.
Good for her.
Good on you. Well done, Bhavitha. It is something that makes us proud.
So it's Bhavitha, not Bhavitha. No, Bhavitha. You say it
Why are
like
you
that?
trying to come? It's
I'm only
Bhavitha
asking.
Mandava.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
I know my pronunciations aren't that good. That's why I'm asking.
Good on you.
Okay, so moving on from one sweet thing to another.
Okay. Sweet things. Can we talk more about Victoria's Secret?
Mango.
Chanel, Givenchy, Bulgari. Kirsten, you're not on my side, mate. I'm trying to hint to you to give us some pictures of the catwalk. No, never mind. Go on, Joanne. Tell me, what is one of my more favorite?
So I was asking you, what is the city known as the mango capital of India?
Goa. It's not a city. It's a state. It's a union territory. But Goa is it not?
No.
It's not?
No, sorry.
Oh, come on, dude. We've got the Alphonse
You're
mango.
quite
the king
far
of...
away.
Am I?
West Bengal.
Shut up.
It's in West Bengal.
Wow. What's the city called?
Malda.
Malva.
Malda.
Malda?
Yes.
In Orissa.
It says
In West Bengal, no, that's not what's
yeah.
okay.
So they've got premium varieties. This should be a fun one. Himsagar, Langra, Fazil, and Lakshman Bog.
These are all different varieties of mango.
Varieties of mango. Do you want to know? Want to know why?
Can I tell you before you get into it? Can I tell you how much I love the mango fruit? Is my favorite. I love bananas, oranges, apples, watermelon, you name it. Pineapple. I love all fruit, but I've got to say, and it's so sad because it's only for a small. We're coming into mango season now, aren't
Yeah,
we?
we are. Yeah. I've seen a lot of the green nets underneath
Under the
people's
trees?
I love it when you see that.
Yeah, it's to keep the bats away, to keep the
Oh, I thought it was to stop them falling on the road.
No, it's to keep Joanne. I'm going. I'll tell you about this.
Busting.
People from Robin.
Oh, yeah,
From throwing stones, but it's also to keep the bats and
Yeah.
birds from destroying the mangoes. But we've got the Ratnagiri Alphonse. What Ratnagiri is in Maharashtra, but I'm saying to you, the Alphonse mango is the king of the mangoes.
That's what they say, but apparently it's not the tastiest anymore.
It is the tastiest,
No, I
Joanne.
know we talk
Montserrat
about
is
it.
the king of mango.
Is he king? Montserrat's the king of Panjim, dude. What are you talking about? Speak your mind.
Mango.
There's a Montserrat?
Montserrat mango.
Never heard of it. The Alfonso mango. We've got so many brands. Yusuf, name me 3 brands of mangoes in Goa.
Kolhapur mango.
Oh my God! I'm
Brand?
telling you, in Goa, and he says Kolhapur mango.
Mankura is there.
Mankurad. Ani ek sang mare.
Which others?
Xavier also there is.
Which one?
Xavier.
Xavier?
Xavier.
I've never heard of it. Best to me.
Well, there should be a Xavier. St. Francis Xavier.
No, it's not a brand.
there
I know
should be.
Mankurad, Alphonse.
Variety, not brand. They're not brands.
These are varieties of mango,
I know
Joanne.
you're calling them brands.
Sorry, varieties of mango. But these are some of the sweetest, tastiest mangoes. It's not about the size and the look and all that.
Yes.
It is about the quality of the taste, the sweetness, the sugar content, but
Yeah.
just overall taste. How can it be West Bengal? Well,
Well, apparently it's actually, there's a lot of tourism. There's a lot of people that will travel there for mango season. And so they'll do tours around, and apparently it's quite picturesque. And, it's actually, there's 30,000 hectares.
There you go.
in
He's put it on the
mango
screen,
belt.
sweetie.
Yeah.
He's
So
put the
these
Xavier,
are-
it's Xavier, Kashti, Montserrat, and the Bardes Montserrat. They got 2 different varieties. But I'm just telling you.
Rita.
No, these are I've never heard of. These are a couple I've never. Listen, I know the Alfonso mango. What's the one you mentioned?
Mankurad.
The Mankurad is one of the mangoes here in Goa.
I thought it's Montserrat. So I said.
You meant Mankurad and you said Montserrat. But actually, he's right, dude. It says Montserrat on the screen.
It's yeah.
Best at it, though.
Oh, there you go.
So
A happy
Montserrat,
accident.
like,
He's a soothsayer. He's ahead of his time. How did he get that? He even made a mistake and he was right.
There you go.
It's the Mankurad we're talking about.
Right, that guy. Also, the St. Patrick's Day was done by this guy to my right.
St. Patty's Day. What about? We're going to talk about.
Neil did that.
Neil,
He
did-
put you in that lovely green suit and green hat, the top hat.
My niece couldn't believe that was me, and she sent a message on our. Was it an Insta?
Insta, yeah.
And what's his name? Kirsten. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, what do you mean,
What did
Arya?
Arya? Put up. Show me the Instagram post where Arya said something. Rita said she was taking the mick out of me or saying something funny,
Yeah,
and
no
he didn't know
way.
who it was.
She probably wants you to wear that to Priyanka's graduation.
We celebrated Patty's Day on the when was it?
17th, last Tuesday, yeah.
We put a post about it.
We
with
did.
Me as a leprechaun.
Yeah.
Leprechaun. It's they turned, by the way, I'm just letting you know another tidbit of information. They turned in Chicago.
Yeah.
They put color in the river in a couple of couple of states in the States. They put green coloring in the rivers.
know.
And they turned green, dude.
I know.
You're so knowledgeable.
Yeah, I know. So what, they wanted to represent the Liffey in Dublin.
The what?
The Liffey.
The Liffey. What's a Liffey?
It's the river in Dublin.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
They turned it green. Okay. I love mangoes, by the way, Joanne.
I know.
We're coming into mango season very
Yeah.
soon.
I mean,
jackfruit also this season.
I don't like jackfruit.
Oh, jackfruit's funky, dude.
Ooh.
Oh my God! I'll die for jackfruit.
Oh no!
If you
Have
give
ever
me
had a
1 crore
jackfruit burger?
here, and if you give jackfruit separate, I'll choose jackfruit.
Really?
If you put jackfruit compared to what?
If you give 1 crore, and if
1
you-
crore rupees.
and if you give jackfruit, I'll choose.
You'll take the jackfruit?
Yeah.
Oh my
I'll
God.
take the money and plant a lot of
Crazy.
Wait, sang maritaka. Sang maritaka.
I'll take the money and plant a lot of jackfruit trees.
I'll take the money and stick
Exactly
a
right.
jackfruit up your for making such a stupid.
In that
comparison.
situation right now, to eat it, I can't eat money. I want to eat the jackfruit first.
Yeah, but you can buy a jackfruit.
No, it takes
from the
time to
same market.
buy, go and buy. It takes time. Right now, the moment is to eat the jackfruit.
Baba, you just came out of fasting.
I think that fasting has affected his brain, dude. If you
Well,
put
he won't be hungry in the next few weeks anyway. My word, the wrath of Yusuf.
Esuf Mataji, I think that is one of the silliest things that anybody's ever said to me. If you put 1 million or 1 crore rupees on a table and right next to that you put a jackfruit, you choose the jackfruit. Do you know how many jackfruit you could buy with a crore?
To buy and it will take time and all, no? So right now, the moment is to eat it.
No, patience is a virtue. That's what I say. I'd rather just give it a little bit of time, like Neil says, take the money, or like
Willie said.
plant a load of trees.
Yusuf, I don't know who your financial advisor is. Huh?
He needs
I'm not
a
talking about a
advisor.
financial advisor. I'm talking about the moment.
The moment.
Yeah,
you
but-
can't wait to go and search the jackfruit. It takes time to eat it.
What if there's another jackfruit behind that jackfruit?
You know what they say? Act in haste, repent at leisure. Because I would certainly be crying into my cornflakes the
There's
next
no way
day
in hell.
if I gave up the money for a jackfruit.
First of all, he's never going to have that opportunity. Nobody's going to offer you a CR compared to jackfruit. But the fact of the matter remains that you chose the fruit over the money. Good for you, Yusuf. You've got morals and values. You should retire, or you should quit your job at HDFC. Good on you. It makes no sense, but I love him anyway. He's our in-house. He's the guy that puts all our editing and our social media content, the reels and all.
Most
So I
of
got to
the
keep one of his
reels.
good books.
Yeah.
Okay, moving along with mangoes. By the way, what was the state? It's in. You said in West Bengal.
It's Malda.
I beg to differ, but anyway, whatever.
Well, it keeps thousands of families supported because there's lots of seasonal workers. And as I said, there's 30,000 hectares in that mango belt region. Which
Can I ask a stupid question? Does mango season everywhere in the world happen at the same time? So we got mango season now, what, March, April,
Yeah, but
May?
not everywhere can grow mango. It's a tropical
I'm saying
fruit.
in West Bengal and Malda, is it going to be mango season just like we have it in Goa
Yes,
at the
of
same
course.
time
They
of year?
wouldn't be reporting it now if it wasn't coming into
No, because it's got to be the hot weather.
Yeah.
And the fruits ripen at this time. So would it be all across, like Florida's got mangoes, Mexico's got mangoes.
Yeah.
I wonder if it happens at the same time.
Well,
every year.
in moving into their summer, it would do, wouldn't it? Because it will be moving into summer. This is spring moving into summer. That's when it's mango season. So
Okay.
it would be the same in those countries in different parts of the world, but not everywhere can grow them. So obviously, India exports a lot of mangoes around.
I've had mangoes in the States and Florida, and they weren't very good. I've had Mexican mangoes. They were good. They're great. But once you've tasted like a really good Mankurad or a Alfonso or like an Indian really good mango, it's very different.
But I used to love in Tesco buying a carton of mango and apple juice, like fresh, like really freezing cold, and then just chugging it. It was so tasty. Because
Mango.
Yeah, because also for
Why would you mix mango and apple?
Oh, it's lovely flavour. But the thing is, it's a tropical fruit. So when I was growing up, you get apples and oranges and bananas, and some grapes. But then obviously slowly, a lot more tropical fruits got
These
introduced
mangoes,
to the country.
They look delicious, dude. Malda. I've never heard of Malda, by the way. I'm glad y'all are putting it out there because it's a city that probably doesn't get its comeuppance, but it's known as the Mango City.
Yeah.
My God, those look brilliant. They make really, wow.
But the thing is, because they've got different varieties of mango have got, different flavors and benefits and stuff like that. So, it's obviously everyone's got their favorite.
Yeah. I love mangoes. There's a lot of fruit that I do love, but I do love mangoes.
Yeah.
What else can we talk about? Let's talk about, listen, there's the Masters. I spoke earlier on the show about my favorite sport, which is one of my favorites, which is golf. I love basketball and soccer and football and all these different sports, but I love my golf. Masters is coming up next month.
It's 9th of April, it is. So it's after Easter.
In Augusta.
Indeed. But before that, it's actually the World Indoor Athletics Championships at the moment. So I was just having a little bit of a read around just
When
to
is
see.
that? When
It's
is it
happening at the moment. And I was just trying to see whether India are competing. And I couldn't see any Indian competitors, but I actually did see that in 2028, India has been awarded the World Indoor Athletics Championship.
Wow.
Which is great in Odisha.
You know, Odisha. Why do they keep changing these damn names? They've just changed Mumbai. It annoyed me when they started calling Bombay Mumbai, and then
Bangalore,
Bengaluru, and all these stupid changes they make them. Odisha was Orissa.
Now it's Odisha.
Yeah. They're going to host the World Championships.
Yes. So Sebastian Coe, who's the president of the World Athletics Association, he announced it ahead of the opening of the Indoor Athletics Championships. Which is actually happening in Poland. So ahead of that, he announced that India will be getting it in 2028, which is fantastic. Good to, because obviously we want to talk about
Kazakhstan in 2030, respectively.
Yeah.
Yeah, wow, that's the 240 World Athletic Council meeting held in Turin, in Poland, ahead of the World Athletics Champions in Kujwai. But where the hell? I've never heard of this place.
It's in Poland.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? It's a good opportunity, because that's something that has always bothered me with a population this large. Why we don't have more world-class athletes?
Yeah.
And we've got the talent.
Yes.
They're just not able to hone their skills to generate a revenue as a professional.
Absolutely.
But it's embarrassing for the Winter Olympics. We had 3 or 4 different people that
there was 2
represented India.
There was 2 representing India.
And the Olympics and World Soccer.
Yeah.
People play. You've got teams you've got these little tiny countries like, what countries? The other day I was reading about some countries. Senegal.
You've got Moldova, and you've got like really tiny.
Joanne, they make the World Cup.
Mm-hmm. Well, no, they don't. But
I'm saying they're still in the running. They
but there's
qualify.
48 countries that are going to be in the World Cup this year. But before we get to the World Cup, let's hope, because it's 2 years away, that there is more of a focus for the athletes to be able to compete in these championships on home soil, which would be nice, because it's been held 3rd to the 5th of March in 2028. And so the Odisha Chief Minister, which is Sri Mohan Charan Maji, he said, "We extend our sincere gratitude to World Athletics and the Athletics Federation of India for placing trust in Odisha to host one of the most prestigious championships in global athletics." So he said, over the past decade, Odisha has made sport a centre pillar of its development vision through sustained investment in world-class sporting infrastructure, athlete development programs, and high performance ecosystems. So it would be great if they can really deliver on the world stage, which is great if they've had the vision to actually invest in that, and it's paying off for them.
I hope he's right. Listen, I always that's something that always bothered me, because in India we take the athletics takes second fiddle to education, education is top notch, no doubt. But I'm saying to you, we've got so many people, such a large population. We've got such physically fit people and athletes and skilled and people that could compete on a world stage, but they never get to the next level. They're not farmed and trained and helped and financially supported to get to that level, right? So you're not going to compete with people around the world that are on that level to make it an even playing field, right? Yeah. And that's sad. To have these world championships is a great step, and I hope the stadium and the facilities are great, but I hope by 2028 you've got more people that compete on your home ground.
Yeah, absolutely. It would be phenomenal.
And win medals and accolades. Yeah. Because it hasn't happened so far, Joanna. That's scary.
Well, the Chief Minister of the state, he's actually saying, we do hope that it inspires the next generations of athletes across India.
Why now? This should have been. This was something that should.
Why not?
No, why not? I agree with you. Why not? But why now? The fact of the matter, the reason I'm saying this, and the reason I'm saying it in the way that I'm saying it, is because this should be something that you've got a Ministry of Sports. You got a sports minister, and if they're not going to make sure, we have a huge problem here with basketball. I know a couple of boys that play basketball, and Mark's spoken about sports in general. They've got so many organizations that are infighting. You got SAG and this and that and the other, and people that are. It's like a power struggle. Yeah. But you know what struggles at the end of the day? You know who struggles at the end of the day? It's the athlete. Yeah. Because you don't have the facilities, you don't have the support, you don't have the finances. It's not something that you can do professionally. Look at our soccer league, the Indian Soccer League, right?
Yeah.
When is the last time you heard about soccer league in India? Why can't we have a soccer league just like a publicly traded company that has a board, a C-suite board of directors that manages the sport and a league where you've got like cricket. Cricket is around the world, right?
Yeah.
Why don't you have a board that manages Indian soccer so that you can put it on all the screens in India with the billions of people to watch it, generate a revenue, sell merchandise, have people interested, have the league and blah, blah, blah. But why can't that be done? And these superstars, these athletes that are great could be playing on a world level.
Yeah.
They're nowhere to be seen anymore because you can't, the Ministry of Sports is not ashamed, or the people that are running, or the top dogs are not chastising and enforcing and making sure these people are doing their jobs right, to do exactly what this guy in Odisha is saying.
Yeah.
We need to hope and start now to make sure that the next generation is patted on the back and helped to get to that level.
Absolutely.
And why hasn't it happened over the last 10, 15, 20, 40 years, 50 years?
I don't know, Merv. I mean,
We should be in the Olympics.
I would love to see that there was, more focus to be able to develop, for school-aged children all the way through, for there to be sporting programs that can actually help and support and sponsor people.
Where's the money? In the budget, you've got money that's put aside for these different departments, these industries, these you've got these ministries that are run by these people, these supposedly very capable people. And I'm not taking to make it all your finance minister, and there's very, very good. It's the best of the best that are in charge of these departments, these ministries, right? Why is sports not more prevalent? You've got these massive, like in Goa, we've got these huge facilities that were built for the Lusophonia games, that are going to rack and ruin because they're not being used. They're being used for conventions. And that's another thing that just drives me mad. You've got the budget, the money's being put aside, but if you don't have a clear-cut goal, a target, an understanding of how the thing's going to be run, and it's being done all over the world, why can't we replicate that and do the same thing here in India and encourage more people, like you said, start in grade school, in middle school, in high school, in college, and have Indian sports to be equally supported.
Yeah, I know, and I've said this. I know I've said this many times, but in the UK, the National Lottery, the profits of the National Lottery actually go to support lots of different types of ventures. So it's from sporting ventures to ventures in the community for healthcare, sort of mental health, helping people. And
you're saying proceeds from the lottery?
Proceeds from the lottery, yeah. So there's like a lot of the athletes that you see in the Olympics, that you see, performing on the world stage, have got their funding from the National Lottery. So that's how it's happened, because it's generated, obviously people are being able to give back by able to participate in the lottery. And it makes a huge difference. It's been going since the 90s.
Joanne, why can't we do that here?
That's exactly. Absolutely.
Forget about the lottery. We have problems with the casinos. Why can't you turn something bad into something good? So the profits or percentage of the profits that are generated by the casino industry go towards supporting local sports.
It would be amazing.
And local industries that are suffering, the fishing industry or the farming industry, or you've got smart people in power, right?
Yep.
Why can't you turn something like a negative into a positive and be an example, be a beacon, be a lighthouse out there, just an example of positive change? For example, obviously I'm throwing it out there, like the casino proceeds or percentage of the proceeds go to funding the river police.
Yeah.
And some of the bigger generators, the mining industries or whatever the industry. We talked about the Pillen industrial estate and recycling of garbage. You can use that gas to help support local industries, provide gas cylinders in a crisis.
Absolutely.
So why can't financial proceeds be turned around and done something positive done for an industry that's suffering? Sports is such an integral at a time where everybody's so focused on your phones and laptops and videos and TVs. Physical, your exercise and your physical activities are lacking.
Yeah.
But you're not even changing it around, so maybe 5 or 10 years down the road, you see a difference.
Yeah, but a lot of these huge organizations, global companies around the world, actually have a percentage of their profits go to corporate social responsibility.
We don't have smart enough people that can see how
It
it's
would
done.
be interesting to see, how many companies locally do have a CSR policy, because, it is great to be able to give back. I know we've spoken about that, and there's like certain little initiatives and things like that we've done, on our smaller scale. But, it would be nice to see how a lot of companies are giving back to the local communities, because we don't know whether they actually are. And I'm sure there's a lot of companies and organizations that are probably working behind the scenes, but we're probably not aware of it. And it would be nice to know a little bit more.
You need the transparency.
Yeah, of course.
You need the foresight. You need the brain power. You need people that are in power to make these decisions to make everybody proud, right? These people are put in power, and we always bag on the politicians. They're not all bad. They're not all silly. We made light of the ring around the rosy in the parliament, in the assembly. Thank you, Yusuf. But I'm saying to you, why are we not doing what's popular, what's being done around the world for the good of the state? Why can't Goa as a state be a beacon of light? Goa as a state be an example,
a forerunner,
lead by example, show people how you can keep the place clean. You can have taxis regulated, you can have garbage being put in its place, you can have the hotel industry thrive and flourish, and encourage more money spending tourists that love the place and would want to come here and spend the money coming and generate revenue from tourism industry. Your casinos and all these kind of stuff. A lot of these revenues, you mentioned the lottery in the UK, percentage goes to. But why are we not doing it here?
I don't know, Merv, but there's the AFI president, the Athletic Federation of India president. Like, why don't we contact him and find out what the plan is? Because
somebody should.
Because basically he's talking that this global competition is going to be held in the indoor stadium Kalinga. And, obviously talking that they're going to be proud to be able to welcome the world to India and, host a great games. So it would be interesting to see really what the plans are in place. So what's his name? Bahadur Singh Sagu.
Okay. They're going to spend a shitload of money. They're going to spend a lot of money to develop this facility, right?
Probably, there's probably private equity would go into that as well. But it would be interesting to see what the plan is. We should check out the website.
Check it out. We should be actually, but that's what you need, right? You need people that are smart enough to get sponsors, private equity, whatever the case may be, to turn these industries around. You know what? Promote it. All over the world. It's being done. You've got sponsors for any sport. For any sport, you got a sponsor. Maybe who's lined up with that industry that would want to sponsor, right? You've got the people with money there. They just need to trust and make sure that the money's going to the right causes. But for example, your Indian sport industry, what would he be called? What would he be called? The person in charge of sporting in India, sports, the director of sports, the minister of sports, right? Why is he not smart enough to have his underlings figure these things out? And why is he not smart enough to change these processes? He could be a beacon of light. He could be somebody who would make a statue of here in Goa if he were able to make sure that the money is properly channeled into seeing a difference.
But they must have pitched for it, because essentially after India is going to go to Kazakhstan, so Sebastian Coe was saying that they want to be able to develop athletics within some more of these emerging nations, in the sense that obviously not young countries, but people who are maybe emerging onto the world stage in their sports. So, essentially it's to encourage that, it's to develop that, because you need the next generations to be coming through.
Teach them how to put garbage, teach them in school how to put garbage in its place, how to recycle, how to be smart about natural resources and all these kind of things. But you need to start young, and it's like a harvesting of a crop. You teach them young, and as they grow, you teach the next, and you teach the next. Anyway, we've bagged about this for long enough, and I'm tired of complaining about it, but I would just want to see positive change. And us lead by example. Don't ask what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country, kind of the JFK.
Absolutely.
We can be a beacon of light, of hope on a smaller scale right here in Goa. And if the politicians wake up and figure out that they're actually supposed to be doing their jobs and do a good job of what they're supposed to be doing, they could be proud of the portfolios that they have. Ladies and gentlemen, you're tuning to the Merv Britto Show. You're watching the Merv Britto Show live broadcast from Goa. The opinions expressed on this show are the opinions of the people expressing them, and not the expressed or implied opinions of the Merv Britto Show. Have we come to the halfway mark? We're not going to do a marathon show. I want to read some comments, sweetie.
We are going to read some comments.
What do you want to do next?
We're going to talk about a goat.
About a goat, the goat, GOAT, greatest of all time. Listen, you're talking about me. Listen, I'm shy, sweetie. Stop. Let's talk about somebody else.
Okay.
What are we going to talk about?
Should we talk about this Messi guy? He's a messy guy.
Are we going to talk about Esuf again? He brushed his hair today. We talking about Esuf Mataji Messi or Lionel Messi?
Guy, Lionel Messi.
Oh, he's my favorite.
I know.
More than Cristiano Ronaldo when Barcelona used to play Real.
Yeah.
I always with Vince. Vince, if you're listening, mate, Barcelona is so much better than Real. Vince, my cousin's husband, used to come to Cantare just to put it on the big screen, and we'd have these friendly bets. Vince, if you're watching this, Barcelona's always been better than Real. Anyway,
you know what? I would prefer Atletico Madrid. Even though I've never been to Madrid, I've been to Barcelona a couple of times. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. However, Barcelona don't really want to be part of Spain because it's a part of the Basque country.
Oh, there we go. That's another conflict we're going to talk about.
Yeah, it's Catalonia. So it's very, very different. However, I love Spain. It's one of my favourite places in the world.
is the man.
Yeah, so he scored his career 900th goal this week.
Wow.
Yeah, so he's only the second player in history to be able to do
900 goals.
Yes.
Who's the first?
Ronaldo. Pele, then Ronaldo.
No, he's not the second. He's a third.
Yeah, but it said only the second player in history to reach 900 top level career.
Cristiano's a bit of a poofter, isn't he? You can't touch him and he falls. He's like Vince.
And you're talking 70s language. I'm going to reprimand you on.
No, I don't mean it in a bad way. I'm just saying he's like, touch me now. If you look at him, he falls over, right?
Yeah,
whereas Lionel Messi will get knocked over on his knees. He'll get up and he continue dribbling the ball and blah blah blah. He doesn't roll around like these snowflakes that are playing the sport nowadays. Yeah. He's old school, rugged, and raw.
Yeah.
And I didn't mean that in a derogatory way. I'm just saying to you, I like the roughness, the ruggedness of this guy. He's a tough cookie, dude.
Yeah. Do you think he'll be playing in the World Cup this year?
I'm sure he's like 900 years old. How old is Lionel Messi? He's 38.
He's 38.
LeBron James is about 38, and he's still killing it.
Yeah.
So I don't see why Lionel's playing in Florida, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's Inter Miami?
Inter Miami. So he's scored 81 times in 92 appearances.
What?
Yeah. So
81 out of 92
since June 2023. I mean, I hate to say it. I'm sure it's not the most competitive league in the world.
Shut your mouth.
However, it is
Shut your mouth,
Beckham's
don't you dare.
team. So, but it's still calling it top level. But he's not playing in Europe anymore. He's not playing up against top
like the Italian league, Serie A. Who's the best league, Joanne?
It's a Premier League.
Nah, not even.
Of course it is.
He's one of my favorites.
Premier League. But you know what? I absolutely loved this. I was looking on the BBC website. It went into such detail. Listen to this. He's scored 755 of his 900 goals with which foot?
Left foot.
Yes.
Is he a lefty?
Yeah.
That's the most football fan I am.
He scored 111 times with his right foot, 30 times with his head, and 4 goals were counted as other. So maybe he came off his chest or his side or whatever. But he said it's 724 times inside the box, 176 goals coming outside the area, 112 penalties and 70 free kicks.
112 penalties.
Yeah, honestly, look on the BBC website. It's gone into so much detail as to how he's scored those goals. It's fantastic.
He's phenomenal, dude.
Yeah.
Lionel Messi is a cut amongst. Listen, he's. That's why he's one of the best, and I think he is the best. I know Pele. I'm a big fan of Pele and Ronaldo, and Ronaldinho, and who's your CR7 and all these guys, whatever.
Yeah.
What I love about this guy, there's a guy named Barry Sanders who played for the Detroit Lions, American football, in the NFL, and he would score his goal. He'd put the ball down in the end zone, and he'd put his hand up to God and make the sign of the cross and walk away. There's no celebration, all this BS that these guys can do, all the dance and all the bullshit, dude. You know I'm the best. I don't need to tell you I'm the best. He scores the goals and he's just quiet as a mouse. He turns around and says, yeah, what's the big deal? 900 goals, Joanne.
Yeah.
So you're telling me Pele scored 900?
Yes.
CR7's got 900?
Yes. So Ronaldo got his 900th goal in 2024 against Croatia. So this was an international
all this year?
match.
Was it also this year? When did Ronaldo?
2024.
24, so 2 years ago.
Yeah. So so Ronaldo, age 41, reached
Ronaldo 41.
Reached 900 goals when he was playing in an international. Yes,
dude, 41 years old and he's still playing at that level. Dude.
And also between Messi and Ronaldo, they've got the Ballon d'Or 13 times.
Messi's won it like 8 or 9 times.
7, I think.
7 or 8 times.
Is it 8?
8, I think.
Oh, I thought it was 7.
But that speaks volumes, right?
Yeah.
Because they're both the top at their game.
Yeah.
Cristiano, that's the fact of the matter that he's 41 and he's still killing it on the top of. What does he play for? Who does he play for right now, Cristiano?
He's in Saudi, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
He didn't come to Goa,
Still.
did he? He's not allowed to go outside
He
the
left
country.
Saudi.
Is he gone now?
In English, mate. In English. Speak up.
He left Saudi right now because the war is happening there.
Oh, no shit, Sherlock. Not because he left Saudi the team. He's just not there because of the war.
But that's his.
But that speaks volumes, right? 38 and 41 years old,
Yeah.
and they're still very, very good. Congratulations, Cristiano. If you're Lionel
Messi.
If you're listening, Lionel, give me a call, big fella. We want to talk some trash to Cristiano together. We'll get CR7 on the phone. We can talk some trash. Lionel, give me a call. That's impressive. 900.
Yeah, I know it is. It's good for him.
Okay, are we going to get into some comments?
Well, yeah, we are, but we were going to talk about a bit of mental health before that.
I need all the mental health exposure and the help that I can get.
Yeah.
Mental health is huge. What are we going to talk about here?
So there's a Mumbai man who's offering to hear people's problems on the beach.
What?
For 1,000 rupees. So actually,
I'll do it for 900.
well, no, but if you delve in a little bit deeper, he's got a sliding scale. His pricing model is 200.
That's a dude on the screen.
He's 250 rupees to listen to minor issues, 500 rupees for serious concerns, and then 1,000 rupees for those who wish to sit and cry together.
I love this guy. And this guy's got brains, man. I tell you what, that
Good
is
for
so
him.
smart. Good for you. I think he'd make money.
Yeah.
And I'm so interested. I'm going to quit my job and start doing this no, I won't do it for free. I'll do it for one biryani, one fish thali, depending on how intricate or how detailed or how much I have to cry kind of thing. But that is so cool. In Mumbai, he's on the beach. You can't get a better location. That's why I moved to Goa, by the way, because I love the beach. I would do this on Kandalin Beach. Can you guys get me a Yusuf, design a sign for me? I want to sit on the beach and I'll do it for 900. I don't care how hard. I will cry with you. For 900 rupees, I will listen to your sob story.
You won't listen to me, never mind strangers.
Give me a biryani.
But in Goa, you'll get a different story, and Mumbai, you'll get a different story.
I don't care, Yusuf. You get me on a beach and I've got to listen to, and I can solve problems, guys. I'm a problem solver.
No, this is listening. It's not a problem solver. You're supposed to listen.
This is the dude, man. Man charges 250 to 1,000 rupees to cry together at Juhu Beach, goes viral.
So he's called Prithviraj Bora.
I love him, dude. That is so cool, man. Prithviraj, good on you.
Good for him, though.
I would do this, Joe, and I swear to God, I want to do
Basically,
this.
people are commenting on rising stress levels and, informal ways for people to share feelings.
Oh my God, there's a signboard. Yusuf, design me a signboard, please.
Yeah, sure.
I want to sit, ladies and gentlemen, if you want somebody to cry or cry on somebody's shoulder, call me. 750-724-6246. Can we do that on the beach? Can we do that? Can we do that on the show? I don't want the money, but I would love to. How cool is that to have people tell you their problems?
Yeah, well, that's a different kind of podcast, isn't it? It's just, it's an agony uncle. Do you want to be an agony uncle?
Yes,
You can
I
be.
want to sit on the beach and have chicks come and tell me their problems.
Yeah.
You can cry on my shoulder, love.
Well, there's lots of shows. People will write in their dilemma. You can debate the dilemma and give them a bit of advice.
No, you can write into a newspaper and that's not the same thing. I want to be on a beach in my shorts with a cold beer and have somebody come to me and say, can I pay you to listen to my sob story? Will you cry with me? And if you're women, you get a discount. If you're a man, I charge you double. But I will listen to your story and I will give you a solution.
What about transgenders?
Transgenders, it doesn't make a difference. I don't care. Come and tell me your story.
Everybody.
Yeah, I'm an equal opportunity employer. I get to be on the beach and I can make money doing something that I would love in a place that I would love on the beach and listen to people's gossip. How cool is that?
Yeah, well, so, there's people basically saying, online commentators saying he seems to have cracked the biggest business model on the beach. And there's a next big startup idea.
I think it's cool, dude. We're laughing. We're making fun of him. But I salute this guy.
Who's making fun? I'm not.
No, people are making fun of him. I'm not saying us. I salute this guy for this is the entrepreneurial, the enterprising spirit that we have so much of here in India in spades.
I love it.
And you have people like this that are willing to go out there. We've got some hardworking people that dig ditches and trenches and collect garbage and do some of the most horrible jobs. And they do that in stride because they have to survive.
Yeah.
This is the kind of ideas and these kind of smart people. This guy's going to be an industrialist one day. He's got such a brilliant idea and it's such a simple principle.
Yeah.
And he'll do well. Good on you, Prithviraj.
Absolutely.
I want to do the same job.
Yeah.
Can you give me one more? Let's talk about one. Let's get into comments, but let's do one more feel-good story. Give me something to be proud
So
of.
one of your friends has got a girlfriend.
Who is it? Yusuf finally got a chick. Did you find a girlfriend?
Yeah, many times ago.
Online in Thailand. Oh, Punch the monkey.
Yeah, he's got a girlfriend. He got a girlfriend.
This is I love this story, dude.
Yeah.
Punch is my man, dude. He's finally got some I can't say it on the air, but he's got a girlfriend. He's got a
Monkey
female
loving.
companion.
So they're calling her Momo-chan.
What?
Momo-chan.
Listen, Kirsten, take notes, mate. This hope for you, yeah? You remind me of Punch.
I'm already doing therapy for Nigeria, so for free.
What do you mean Nigeria therapy for what?
A lot of chicks keep in contact with me, almost like 200, 240.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
You've got 240 Nigerian chicks contacting you to do what? You know what they're contacting him? They're probably contacting to collect the money because he's won $10 million. And they're
Put it
contacting.
into your bank account. 'cause
Have
I
you
need
given a
you
bank
to give
account
me the
details?
money
No,
back
no,
to
no.
my home
Some of them are trying to. I'm
Venmo, Apple Pay, GPay. Don't do it. Don't do it. Are you kidding me? 200 Nigerian chicks are trying to contact you. Why?
Yes. I'm on the app, for dating, marriage.
200. Dude, Punch.
How
Punch.
many wives do you want? My God, are you earning enough for that?
I have to choose now. No, I'll be going to Nigeria one.
Why Nigeria, by the way? Any special reason? You just like the darker complexion?
No.
Then?
My family is part African. Granny was born somewhere over there.
So how about some... That's Yusuf. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing sound effects, yeah? That's Yusuf. But why not? What about Goan women or Indian women, dude? 200 Nigerian women. That's kind of not racist, but like, that's like, what would you consider it?
Apparently on Tinder, a lot of fake accounts are there in Goa. So apparently Nigeria is just picking up a lot of...
My brother, take a page out of Punch's book. Don't fall for it. Don't give him your bank account details. You ain't got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying?
You can get an IKEA orangutan in the meantime.
How cool is this? Look at Punch. He's my buddy, dude. I love this little fella. Is that his girlfriend?
Yeah.
Momo-chan.
Apparently they've been filmed kissing.
Aww.
Kissing and
She's a lot
cuddling.
older than he is. He's a baby monkey though. She's a cougar. Oh, that's so cute,
They
dude.
found a girlfriend named Mo, or what they? Oh yeah, Momo-chan.
Momo-chan. This melted the hearts of so many people out there because this little monkey is a Japanese. What is it called?
Macaque.
Japanese macaque that was deserted by his mother.
Yeah.
Then he used to drag that little Raggedy Ann doll around, that stuffed animal, right?
Yes, it's an orangutan. It's basically IKEA have had so much promotion from this because it was one of their plush toys. As I say, an orangutan. But,
And he dragged it around because he was trying to make up. He didn't have any friends, and they were shunning him. And he would drag his little pet stuffed toy around and for comfort. And now he's got a girlfriend. Good on you, Punch. You know how funny it is, how simple it is to make something go viral. Look at that picture, dude. Look at that picture, mate. How can you not love Punch the monkey? It's gone viral. The zoo is monetizing this.
Ichikawa City Zoo in Japan.
Good for them.
It's
Good for
great,
them.
isn't it? But actually, before we move on from...
No, we're not moving on from Punch. I love Punch. Listen, Kirsten, you could turn this look how simple it is to turn something viral. You know how many monkeys we got in Goa? And I'm not talking about you. You know how many monkeys you've got in Goa or India? And it just takes a marketing brain, a marketing genius to turn something so simple. IKEA, kudos to you.
Yeah.
You've turned your plush toys. But that's all it takes. It takes somebody with a brain to turn this around, like my boy Prithviraj on the beach.
Yeah.
It just takes a little bit of initiative, a little bit of entrepreneurial or enterprising brain power to make something so simple. I love this monkey.
Yeah.
That's my favorite animal, by the way. I love the monkeys, orangutans,
I told
the
you I'm a
gorillas.
monkey, you know.
You are a monkey, babe. That's why I love you.
Chinese, yeah.
This is in Japan, Japanese zoo.
Yeah, so it's lovely. And it just goes to show, as humans, we all do love a feel-good story because we do need a lot more of them.
All right, that's it. No more.
No.
Come on, babe.
Lovely little possum.
Oh.
There's a gorgeous little possum that was found...
I'm still staring at Punch. Get him off the screen.
there
Punch
was a possum.
Okay.
in Hobart Airport in Australia.
In the airport.
It was found.
Shut up.
It was in amongst the plush toys.
Are you serious?
So there was somebody in the shop. So it was in the departures in the airport, and so there was a traveller.
Look, there's a picture of it.
He was in the shop, and then he
my!
just saw
They're doing
it
this to copy
moving.
Punch. They're only
No.
doing this because Punch got so
It
popular.
got reported.
Look at that cute
It
little
was
possum
crammed
face,
amongst
dude.
all the cuddly toys.
Oh my God! How cute is that?
Isn't it sweet?
Oh, you couldn't even tell. He looks like one of the toys, dude. He looks like a little bear, brown, black bear next to him. Look.
Yeah.
How cute is that?
So there was bilbies, marsupials, rabbit-like things, dingoes, the Australian native dog,
The kangaroo.
and then the kangaroos. And so it was in amongst the Tasmanian devils.
Oh my God!
Isn't that
you know what?
great?
These guys are capitalized. They're the genius. This is absolutely genius. You capitalize on something so small and insignificant, but it becomes huge
Yeah.
because these animals are just beautiful, cute little cuddly things, and it just takes a marketing genius to turn it around, right?
Yeah.
What airport is this in Australia?
Hobart Airport in Tasmania.
Yeah, they've got a great security system. If you got a freaking wild
I
animal,
know it had to be escorted. It has to be escorted away because it was snuggled in amongst all of that. I mean, isn't it amazing?
Another good.
So,
Good
yeah.
for you. No, then you've turned this around, and so plush toys are probably selling like crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, bless him, dude.
A nice little spike of happiness, it's saying on the internet.
I love these stories, and I love I love the fact that we've still got so much heart, we've still got so much compassion, and stuff like Punch the Monkey and this little marsupial in the airport, this little possum, in the
Yeah,
airport,
it's lovely.
can make people feel good about life, which can be really, really tough. Play the video, dude. Play the whole thing.
Yeah.
Look, you don't even know and he moved his head, and his little ears, and his little pink nose.
Got a little pudgy nose. It's so
Oh. Dude, you know what? I want to get one of these
cute.
and walk
It's
down the
right
beach.
by the wet wipes, the
You know
loo
what?
clean and the body clean.
You know what? Hey, listen, Kirsten.
Yes.
Get one of these possums, put it in your arm, and walk down the beach. A little bag with a possum and walk down the beach. Forget about Nigerian chicks. Look at the Goan chicks and the chicks on the beach that would flock to you,
I've
and it
been
wouldn't
walking
cost you $1.
I've been walking with my siblings for that reason.
With your siblings.
When they were small.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
man.
well, you know,
My
walking
college
around
days
with
were famous
He's
because
not the
of that.
brightest bulb, is he?
But
When they were
are you walking around with a woolly hat on the beach and all like this?
No.
You sure?
I'm completely
People
open.
will be running away from you.
Not that way open.
Dude, you got it wrong. A little puppy, a little baby, a possum, a Punch little monkey toy, whatever. Chicks dig it, dude. You don't have to you don't have to give anybody your bank details. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That is a good story to end on.
Lovely.
Should we do some comments?
Yes, we're going to do a few comments. Yeah.
I love these stories, ladies and gentlemen. That melts my heart when we have stuff that we can talk about that makes us proud, makes us happy. That
Yeah.
in a time of so much crisis and pain and hate and wars around the world,
Yeah.
it's these little stories that are so important that can actually make people feel good, and that's what we try to do.
Yeah.
You're tuned into the Merv Britto Show. We do the show live every week. We are based right here in Goa, and we talk about topics that happen anywhere around the world. If you want to get in touch with us, you've got our social media handles. Wherever you get your social media, get in touch with us. Leave us a like. If you like what you do and you want to support us, tell people about us, but subscribe to our channel. Willie, we talked about it early. We've got a couple of lakh people that have viewed content, but we want to get more people to convert and subscribe to the channel.
Yeah, we do. So we're posting at least one reel a day most of the week. Plus we're doing like some stills and stats and some stories and things like that. So we are obviously commenting on a lot of stuff that's going on here in Goa, but then things that are happening nationally and internationally as well. So, it's just a case of maybe make us one of your favorites so that you can always see the content that we're posting across the day.
Get Neil on a damn mic. Yusuf, let's see how articulate we can get Yusuf the articulate on the mic to explain to me. You've got so many views, yes, of your content that you generate, mate. How do you get more engagement? How do you get people to like and share your videos about the content we make?
We should make a funny, humorous.
Speak up. God bless you.
Yo.
Speak up.
Speaking of, man.
What is it in English, mate? What are you trying to say?
He wants you to be more of a comedian, I think.
It's not about
sarcastic
comedy.
way, like people understand it, like sarcastic way.
In a sarcastic way.
Not like a professor giving a lecture.
It's like British humour, looking at more British humour, yeah.
Like in a sarcastic way, like you got a face made for television.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
radio.
And
Oh yeah.
It should not look like kind of you giving a
I
lecture.
just screwed myself in the Joanne, thanks for pointing it out. In the plot to screw Yusuf, I screwed myself. You've got a face made for radio. Do you get that joke?
No, I just such it.
Wonderful. Neil, Yusuf, you guys are generating social media. Wilbert mentioned to me earlier, since we're talking about social media, we're going to read comments. I want all of you out there that like what we do and want to support us and show us some love. There's a lot of people that follow us, and I love you, and I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And we are right now 13K family right now.
Wonderful.
Yeah,
the point I'm trying to make is
it's growing.
It's more about making people aware of things that are happening right here, bringing people together, people more aware of things that are happening in Goa, not necessarily always good, but there is so much stuff that we are so passionate about that are happening here. And if you don't live here as a Goan, you live anywhere in the world, or if you're just a tourist that visited Goa once or twice and you're interested in learning about or knowing about what's happening, that's what we do the show. We have a good laugh and we've got our sarcasm and we make jokes. But the whole idea of doing the show and the social media is to get more people involved.
Yeah. So when you're talking about tourists, you're talking about the valuable tourists, because obviously that's a lot of what Goa's success has been built on, hasn't it?
The fact of the matter remains, it's the people that come and spend money, and that's the goose that laid the golden egg. This is a tourist destination, but it's home for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And we're very passionate about what happens and how it happens. And I love the fact that there are so many people on social media and everybody's posting reels and stuff, and you're generating that buzz, you're generating the awareness to make people aware of what's happening. So I love that fact. But for us as a show we're doing this because we're not trying to bag on people, we're not trying to complain and be Debbie Downers, we're just trying to make people aware.
Yeah.
And this is one of the only shows, if not the only show. By the way, Smerkanish records a show on CNN Live.
Yes.
And I love that because it's not a polished show. We're definitely not a polished show. We don't take ourselves seriously. But if you like what we do and you want to show us some love, like, share, subscribe, follow us. We put out content every day.
Yes.
And show us some love. I'm not going to put the social media sites. You can check out our website, www.themervbritto.com. Let's talk about the people that have taken time to respond to some of the reels that you guys have created, some of the topics we've talked about. Let's get into it. Joanne, you're going to read the reels and I'll give you my take.
Okay.
Talk to me, Daddy-O. Is that what it is? Break it down.
Takes with Merv.
I want to rap, Joe.
Go for it. No one's stopping you.
Okay, what are we talking about? Talk to me. What is this about?
Okay, so this was basically
contamination levels in Goa's beaches.
Yeah, so this was
sewage.
when we were talking about the fecal matter on the beaches and stuff.
What
so
happened?
this actually generated an awful lot of comments. So we've got Moonlight Magic. So he's essentially saying to us, thanks to our CM Commode Sawant. So obviously
playing the word
taking a bit of a witty take on it there. And then Goa Gale is saying it's been too many years. So talking that, for too many years, this kind of
a lot of these things. Gail, I agree with you 100%. Moonlight Magic, I appreciate the comments, guys. Shishok, I appreciate the magic. Goa Gail, I agree with you. It's been too many years. But the most important thing, and the reason we do the show is we want to see the change going forward. I agree with you 100%.
Yeah, so Shishok is saying all the treatment sewage goes into the rivers. So, obviously that is a real concern, isn't it? That
it is a concern because we generate, listen, there's a lot of fish that are eaten out of that river and the bodies of water around Goa.
Yeah.
And we have sewage treatment plants and we have smart people that run these plants, but it's our administrators and the people that are in power that need to take these issues seriously and try and fix these problems long term.
But again, I think because also we all live here, I think, I personally be very interested to find out an awful lot more about what the policy is on all of this.
Okay.
So that we can understand that we know that we can have trust in the system itself.
Okay. Thank you for your comments. Keep them going. We're going to keep reading some more comments. Joanne, it's not to poke fun or make, this is somebody named Carl Ricardo Art.
Oh, yes, because this was quite a big one. Now, with this one, I've got my own thoughts on it. However, essentially, I'll read out what he says. He's saying Goans need to fight for their land. It's because of people like the CM, Delhiites, Gujaratis, and other non non-Goans who've entered Goa and turned it into a mini polluted version of their own states. We have been too hospitable towards non-Goans and they have destroyed our land, safety and culture. So
I disagree.
There's a lot mixed up in
Ricardo,
that comment.
call Ricardo Art, whoever you are, mate. Thank you for the comment. Keep them coming. I love them. Good, bad, or ugly. We're going to read them. But I have to disagree with this. It's not anybody else. You can't point a lot of fingers. This is a tourist destination. You can have anybody from around the world that wants to come here and invest money and spend the money in Goa. The Goans are selling the property. You can't blame anybody else. People are going to come and do what they choose, but you need laws and implement laws and rules that don't allow the degradation and the downfall of a place.
Absolutely. I mean, at the end of the day, it's talking about the infrastructure of the state itself, and how is all of that being looked after? So essentially, it's are the people of the state being kept safe, and how can you really blame all of that on people who are, who have come in?
Don't blame anybody else. You can listen. You've got rules and laws and all the rules in the world, but if they're not implemented, you're allowed to sell property and black money or the garbage problem, or all these negative things that bring us down. It's not a good thing. I appreciate the comments, but we don't necessarily agree with that one.
So basically, we've got Right Mind Living, who's essentially saying, Dr. Pramon Sawad, sir, please help. Directly to the Chief Minister. And then we've got Thierry Camtel. It's saying very bad rule after 1961. This is utter failure. Branda 9465 is saying make this news viral. And then Pia Christian is saying gross, get the casinos out of the river or else stop promoting Goa as a beach destination.
We've spoken about this many times. It's not just the casinos that pollute the river. There are a lot of establishments that are along the water bodies that pollute, whether it's chemical companies or sewage. But why don't we have the politicians, the people in charge of health, the health ministry, the people that are not cracking down and generating a revenue based on fines that they implement, and using that revenue to do their jobs? But somebody has to be proud of the work they do. You're a public servant to do these jobs, and that's your job.
Yeah.
What the heck are you doing all day in your offices when these kind of things are happening? People are bringing this to your attention and you're doing nothing about it. So we're doing this show because we want to make people aware of it, but more importantly, we want to see the long-term change. Thank you all for these comments, by the way. Next, move on. You're mentioning the names, right? All these people that have sent.
Yeah.
Here's Roland Wrighton, 2022.
Okay, so this is actually talking about the debt that's been posted, that Goa's in 35,000 crore of debt. So Roland Wrighton, 2022, he's saying village boys will pass on a Kadasaka to next bunch of village level brains from the Dando and passbook from more BMs and Mercs on Goa back lanes of villages. This is in Konkani, so you better say it.
Baba, I don't know. I've never heard of Kadka Sarkar. Villages in Deklo, Sala, Mai Saib, Ban Gaya. My Saib. Okay, Yusuf, you translate.
Dekho Sala, Mai Sahab Ban Gaya means I become a rich person like that.
Oh, Mai Sahab Ban Gaya.
Yeah.
Okay, I become a big. Roland Wrighton. I don't understand the whole thing. I thank you for your comment, but the whole point is basically making sure that you're able to drive a fancy car and have all the nice things in life, but you've earned them the right way. You can be the biggest crook in the world and have a Lambo or a Ferrari and all these helicopters and all the biggest fancy houses. Mate, everybody can see right through it. So if you work hard, you study hard, you work hard, and you do things the right way, and you've generated that revenue to be able to afford these things, I agree with you 100%. But a lot of times these BMs and Mercs on the road, you can't blame. It's not only the people that are basically what I'm trying to say is not everybody driving a fancy car is crooked.
Well, no, of course not.
Okay.
I think I understand exactly what he's trying
He's basically saying everybody wants to be showy. The local people need to stand up and make sure that they can be equally showy as the rest of these people. It's not only the politicians. Yeah. Okay, come on, boys, move it along. Sun-kissed sunshine. I wanted you all to read this comment because I don't get it.
So this was responding to our post about Alicia, who had run through Goa. So we had Sun-kissed sunshine saying, have you shown the grace to the women working in your organization?
Is she asking me a question?
I think she might be.
Listen.
I was just wondering that myself. I'm not quite sure whether she's directing at us personally.
Sunkiss Sunshine, there's two little pictures of two little girls in the DP. I don't know who you are, but I am a big proponent of women. I'm a big fan of women. I love my wife. I've got sisters, I've got nieces, I've got a mom that I miss tremendously. I am all for women and women's rights. Our organization absolutely respects and takes care of women. You're the boss in the office anyway.
Absolutely.
You boss me around all the time anyway. The fact of the matter remains, I don't know why you've asked this question. Is it being sarcastic? But I thank you for this.
Yes, we do. We look after the women as well as the males in our organization.
We should, as you should, respect everybody. But thank you for your comment. Sunkissed Sunshine, we appreciate your comment. You want to do some more?
Yep. So we're essentially talking about the MLAs who were doing Ring a Ring of Roses. So we've had some interesting comments on that. So Rickson Lucas, he's saying no business like show business. Then Matthew Broentol, he's saying seriously, it is shameful. There will be zero impact by this. Meanwhile, the ruling party will continue to destroy Goa. And then Negotiator Connecting Domes, this is also business.
I appreciate it, gentlemen. Rickson Lucas, Matthew Brontal, Negotiator Connecting Domes. Whoever you guys are, we really appreciate the interactivity. I love to hear these comments. Good, bad, or ugly, we will read them out. We can only read out so many comments. There were a lot more comments. There was a guy named Jesh de Cruz, El Chamaco, Og Speed Devil, Og Speed. These guys are having a go
so
at each other.
there seemed to be like quite a huge debate.
Put it on.
So this was around.
Do we have it?
This was around the post for the new casino and then the pollution on the Mondovi.
Pull it up. I want to see this because these guys are funny. They're having a chin wag amongst themselves, but the comments are interesting. Never mind, just read the comments.
I was just going to say, Jesh de Cruz was saying, all you have probably seen in the Mondovi is casinos only. So you probably don't know what it used to look like before that. Gambling is a trap, just like alcohol, smoking and drugs is. Many think I can control myself.
Can we put it on the screen?
Until it's too late and the vice controls them instead. Gambling is called a vice for a reason. Maybe not for you, but for the overall betterment of society. Smarter to have it removed completely. So
I love
huge debate around this.
I love that, but that's exactly why we do this show, because you want to have people talk about it, right?
Yeah.
I am not pro or anti. I'm probably, I shouldn't say that. I am not a big fan of. I go to a casino. I've been to a casino. I like to gamble. I love to play blackjack and all. I love my poker. The fact of the matter remains that if it's legal, why don't you put it on land? Somebody mentioned that, right?
Somebody.
But why should you? Do you need so many casinos? Rishad, who's a friend of mine, I think it's the same Rishad de Cruz. Yes, it affects industries and all that kind of stuff, but at the end of the day, are you seeing the positive outcome from the casinos in Goa? And why aren't they in any other state in India? And if there's nothing wrong with it, put it on land. Have land casinos with live dealers and use the revenue, the taxation, but something good with it, right?
Yeah, but also
it's a vice, but you can turn it into something good.
You can do, and one of the guys who was also commenting around this, so OG Speed Devil, he was responding to Rishad de Cruz, and he's saying we absolutely need the casinos, and he's saying these fools don't understand the economic effects of getting them removed. Tourism economy we are. Most of businesses in
just take it off the screen. I don't need it on the screen anymore. If we're not going to put these proper things on the damn screen.
No.
Joanne, you can read it out.
I've already done it. So what I'm saying is that this OG Speed Devil, he's basically saying that it's interlinked. So he's saying, obviously, to get rid of the casinos, it is generating a huge amount of money into the economy. So he's absolutely right. It's a very complex issue, and it is all interlinked. And just to remove it is not going to take away other problems that remain in the state.
But why can't you turn something negative into something good? Fine, have the casinos. It'll be the only destination in India that has casinos. Fine, promote it, not a problem. But that's not what Goa is all about.
No, it's
so
not.
Casinos may be just one part of it. You've got beautiful beaches. You've got the life, the food, the people. All these things in Goa that are so great to have, right?
Yeah.
So if it is interlinked to the tourist economy, fine, have it. Regulate it. Do you need that many in a river, in a small section of the Mandavi, do you need 7 casinos or 8
No,
boats?
you don't need that many.
And if it's okay, have it in other parts of the country.
Yeah.
And if it's okay, you've got land. People are getting licenses to do non-human casinos on land.
Yeah.
Why?
The digital one.
The digital. Why should you have that? Why? So this is the kind of stuff that bothers me and makes me.
Hypocritical.
It's very hypocritical, but it needs to have somebody have the oversight, have the vision to be able to do this right. Generate the revenue, take nothing away. You've always got to, like an asshole, everybody's got an opinion. And you're going to have people that are pro and anti. I totally agree with the people that are anti-casino for the simple reason that you don't need that many boats polluting the river.
You don't need that many boats, but you probably need a lot more oversight. But you still do need the casinos to generate revenue.
Sure.
State.
Sure. And you need the transparency. Where's the money going that these guys are paying in taxes? You giving them GST fines and all this kind of stuff. Where's the money going? It can't trickle upward into politicians' pockets. It has to come to the local economy. If you're talking about the tourist economy, that money, we need to see the effects of that in a positive way right here in Goa that the locals benefit from, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
So.
No more. Okay. So let's. I'm glad you guys. Who was it? Jeshti Cruz, El Chamaco, OG, Speed Double, Reshot. All of you guys. I love the interaction. That's what we're all about. We're bringing people together. We want to see good things happen right here in our own backyard. We live here. We're tourists. We're not tourists. We're locals. We live here. But we want to welcome the people that do want to come here. You don't want to make it harder. You don't want to make it a place where nobody wants to go to. Why should I come to Goa and get screwed? I'll go to Thailand. I'll go to Malaysia. I'll go to Indonesia. I'll go to the Philippines. There's so many other tourist destinations that are welcoming the people that used to come to Goa. And they're thinking long term. You've lost a whole generation of tourists that now that the world has become a smaller place with air travel.
Yeah.
Why should I get screwed and have to jump through hoops every time that I want to go to India, leave alone go to Goa with visas and being ripped off? And it's a beautiful place and I love it. But that generation is gotten too old to come back. They came and invested money here.
Yeah.
Your tourist industry, your tourist department should be out there promoting Goa. Yes, India, but Goa as a tourist destination to generate more revenue in a positive manner. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
it's always been that way, Joe.
Basically, when I worked at the BBC, they used to talk about having people from cradle to grave. You've got to appeal to a wide demographic of people because essentially you've got to have people, all across the scale, and you've actually have to have those people to be able to generate revenue, keep coming back, keep spending in the local economy, whatever age they are. But you need that succession of people to come through.
You do. And we've totally lost it. The kind of people that are coming here, the tourists that are coming in, not the money spending. I'm not saying and generalizing. There's a lot of people that come here that love this place. Please keep coming back. You want the kind of tourists that are going to spend the money, that want to come and explore your heritage, your culture, your beaches, your food. There's a lot of things that you can come to Goa in a positive light that we want to share with the world. Yep. And on that note,
I've got something to say.
Yes, my dear. Do you want to wish somebody?
Well, yes, the 24th of March is a very auspicious day.
Why?
For 2 reasons. My very good friend, the lovely Josette, who's from Holland, who lives here.
In Goa.
Amazing lady.
I met
She's
you at.
got a shack here as well. So, it's her birthday on Tuesday, 24th of March.
Okay.
So I wish you a very, very happy birthday and an amazing year ahead. And as well as that, the 24th of March is our 4-year anniversary of the soft launch of Infinet, our very own internet brand.
Wow. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me that.
Yeah.
Whoa, 4 years, yeah?
Yeah.
As an ISP, we've been around for a while. Ladies and gentlemen, we are promoting our own. The business we do is afforded us to be able to do what we do here on the show. This is sponsored by Infinet. We are a local ISP that provides internet connections, but we pride ourselves on the service we provide.
Yep.
It's not building the numbers, it's quality over quantity.
Correct.
4 years, well done, sweetie. Good job.
Oh, well done. Thank you, team.
Thank you, team. I was just going to say, I'm glad you mentioned we do take care of the people and we love the people, and we couldn't have done it without our Merv Enterprises Infinite team.
Absolutely.
We appreciate every one of you that has helped make us and get us to where we are. So congratulations. 4 years on the 24th.
Yes, obviously we've been around since 2014, but with our own brand, it's 4 years old.
Well done. Good job. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to bring it to an end of another lovely, enjoyable show. We hope you've enjoyed yourself. There's a lot of negative and bad things that are happening out there right now in the world with the war and a lot of people suffering and whatever you can do, reach out a hand, a smile, just try and make somebody's load a little bit lighter. We do the show once a week for that specific reason. It's not always about the bad things. There's so much that you can do, and that's how we like to contribute and do our share, Joanne, to be able to put a smile on somebody's face or to lighten the load. If you know somebody going through a tough time and you can lighten the load and make them smile, or you can help out, always try. If there's anything that we can do, we'd love to hear about it. We'd love to get involved. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my proud privilege, my pleasure to do another episode of the Merv Britto Show. Next week will be the 50th episode?
Yes, it will.
Is it going to be 50 or 49?
No, it's 48, 49, 50's Easter.
Wow, so we're going to be at 50 episodes. We really...
Today's is 49.
I thought it's
Today's 49?
48, 49.
Whatever. We're almost 50 episodes in. We've loved doing what we do. We appreciate you tuning in. Like I said, if you like what we do and you want to support us, we'd really appreciate a like, share, or subscribe. Follow us. Click the link to follow us. We put out content every week, every day almost. We'd love the interaction. Like I said, we want to bring people together. We do the show for anybody around the world. Joanne sends shout outs all the time. If you know somebody that you want to say hello to, shout out, make us aware of anything happening, we've got Goans and people that love Goa all around the world. We want to hear from you. Until next week, until the next Sunday, thank you for tuning in. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Merv Britto, and with my beautiful wife, we'd love to say, we're out.